Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
All right, I'm handing over the reins to Josh
Jujutsu
again.
Kaisen.
We're continuing our round robin. Is that what it would be technically? Anyway,
roundabout.
It's more of a give and go in this situation since you're gonna cover undead.
All right, yeah, go for it.
Or we could shed it. Anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chapter 189, Tokyo Number 2 Colony, Part 8. And as y'all will grow accustomed to, I have my alternate title, Kashimo Gets Busy Part 2. Alternate title, Kashimo is really for sure dead ass that nigga. I don't have a fourth title. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Okay. So last we left off, Kashimo made the most cash money play in the most recent couple months.
Cash of money.
Right. Well, yeah. Get it? Yeah, like that.
The most cash of money play.
and somehow through the incredible odds, the tall odds of defeating someone that can't be killed, was able to line up Hakari with one of his special lightning strike moves where he was able to create a current from his rod that he left in the beginning of the fight. Chess master. To the point where they was at from, I guess, whatever distance. And because it's lightning, it travels real fast. And he timed it to hit him right when his invulnerability ended. Kashimo got him.
Mm-hmm.
I got this right now. What I'm going to go through the rest of this chapter. But in my eyes, moving forward, Kashimo won.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that. But we'll deliberate on that later. All right. So, as Hakari gets his fucking midsection blasted open by lightning, and Kashimo's like, "Yep, that was me. I did it." And before Hakari hits the ground, he gets lucky. What can I say? Something about increased probability. He didn't know that it was about to be an increased probability. It was like hidden. So I guess it's like a ace up my sleeve type of situation for Hakari. I'm calling bullshit, but that's the nature of his ability, right, guy? Well, I'm not.
Yeah. He's literally plot armor in a hero in a chapter. Like that's his power. I have plot armor.
It's happening before our very eyes. It's happening before Kashimo's eyes. His reaction is, wow. Whoa. What am I dealing with? And before his very eyes, like I said, he gets lucky. He hears the music start again, and he starts to regenerate. Yeah. So, but Kashimo's such a champion that he's not that dazed. He's just like, whatever, okay, you a cheese man. It's alright. I've beaten niggas like you before, I guess. I don't know where else he would have got that confidence from. So, yeah, Hakari. Hakari starts explaining how he fought somebody that was into manga. I guess, the dude that he murdered off screen that I forgot about already.
Charles?
Or something.
Charles, that's his name. G-Pen
Man.
Man.
Did he say his name?
He doesn't say it now, but I remember. I just remembered his name.
Well, that's awesome.
He just says he has a manga brain.
Thank you for the rest of for everybody else listening on their behalf. Because I tell you this, I care less.
Mm.
But yeah, so he starts reminiscing on the mangaka that he smoked, and says, "How's this for electric?" And summons. No, he doesn't summon his domain. He releases his domain. And I guess it's like a room there. I didn't realize that like there was in a room being transferred around like the area. But apparently when he closes the room, he falls into water. Which was, we don't talk about Kashimo being big brain. Hakari really, was thinking a few steps ahead with this. Just using the elements against him. Because, Kashimo is like his spirit. We've already determined that his spiritual energy is literally electricity. And for him to be using it is gonna go badly with water because it's, water is a conductor and it's gonna squeeze all the juice out of him like a sponge. Essentially, that's not exactly how it works scientifically, but
close enough.
That's what we're on New Jump City. Yeah. So some wild shit happens. Like Hakari gets Kashimo gets a little bit of luck too, which I'm not gonna complain about. Where I guess some cursed spirits jump up from the water to maybe attack both of them? Seems like they're only attacking Hikari. Whatevs. I mean, Kashimo's kind of a cursed spirit anyway, right?
No, he's a sorcerer still.
Literally just a sorcerer.
Yeah, he's not a curse. He's a sorcerer.
He's got more skill and technique and self-discipline, so he's able to surf these cursed spirits while Hikari is struggling just a little bit. And then, man, we get one hell of a sequence where they're jumping from these huge water nasty cursed spirit centipedes and frogs and, busting them up, and Hikari's chasing Kashimo, and Kashimo's trying to keep his distance because Hikari's on full cheese mode. But Hakari is able to finally knock him off one of these cursed spirits and into the water because he used his cursed energy to block his attack. Because I guess he would have died if he got hit by Hakari without it. So it makes sense. He hit him. He was able to hit him while he was still dispelling his cursed energy right into the water, basically doing what it was Hakari planned to do in the first place. Trying to squeeze him out of all of his cursed energy, and it's working. Kashimo's tight, but then Hikari gets a whiff of something and falls to his death. Not to his death. He falls into the water. I guess but thankfully while he's still invincible because they the water's still getting fried, and we find out that apparently, and I'm gonna read this straight from the manga, guys. Kashimo uses the process of electrolysis to turn to make chlorine gas out of the water and his electricity. So this is what they explain. Chlorine is the first deadly poison humankind developed for use as a chemical weapon. While suppressing cursed energy leakage as much as possible, Kashimo used electrolysis on the seawater to generate chlorine gas. And he says, Kashimo says, you could kill a user of reverse curse technique by destroying the brain in one blow, or with toxins that can, that's too complex for somebody to manually remove from their system unless they're like a fucking surgeon or something like that, and they can use their cursed energy in a surgical way. But even that is probably really challenging and holds you up. So it's like a GG situation. Who'd have known? Poison is the way to beat cursed sorcerers. I bet if any of these guys end up being in a death battle in the future, that's either gonna be the way they lose if whoever they match up with, or that's something they're gonna call out as significant. Anyway, I digress. So Kashimo's like, yeah, bro, I got you. I knocked you out. That's kind of all right. So this is what happened, guys. He's still in his invulnerable form, but because he inhaled the gas, his body, he had to heal himself one way or another. So it still knocked him out because his body wasn't impervious to it automatically, right? So right as Kashimo's about to, well, he's not about to do anything. He's just waiting for the invincibility to run out from Hakari. We see Hakari shoot the cursed energy out of his nose like he did a couple chapters ago, obviously seeing that he's regenerating and releasing the toxins, and proceeds to beat in the shit out of Kashimo underwater. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He can't believe it. Kashimo can't believe that this is the case. Because he still has invincibility, and there's nothing he can do as he gets as he's getting pieced up. But Kashimo has, I guess, some type of special move up his hand and makes an explosion in the water, and the chapter ends. Okay, guys. That was Jujutsu Kaisen. For this being mostly a fight, there was a lot to bring.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll go first on thoughts.
Oh, yeah, please, Chris.
Okay, so I really like this chapter. I mean, this is just an entertaining fight overall. I was a little right. I was half right when I said that his domain, if he could get his domain up, he could heal himself at some point. But okay, so here's how I interpret the hidden probability, because they do have like a little paragraph down here that explains that there is a pachinko mode that appears similar to faster spins, but actually carries increased probability. I don't know enough about pachinko to really like dispute, so I'll take their word for it. But what I think is the equivalent here is that Hakari was able to get his domain going right on time, so the domain kind of sped up to his death, to the point where he was gonna die. So I guess it's timed to his actual death. So the jackpot, like the slot machine, so to speak, the pachinko machine, rolled faster. And he just happened to fucking get Rishi again. He just happened to hit the fucking jackpot once again. And they even like annotate here that like he is just incredibly lucky, which, to be honest, I feel like is a very brave thing to do in like a narrative, to establish that like things happen by coincidence. Because I feel like you could easily lose like a crowd with that, just to be like, he does indeed have plot armor. So, I guess I respect Jujutsu Kaisen in that way. I mean, I don't know. I guess I buy it just because like it's established that it's very luck oriented, and Kinji Hakari himself is very good at utilizing his luck. It's not that just he's lucky; is that he's very good at making the most out of his good fortune. So, that's like an established thing. So that's why I guess like it's easier to digest than, like an ass pull type of thing, because a lot of I think it's because Hikari's domain rules in particular are so fucking elaborate that there's a lot established that makes it a believable circumstance. But yeah, no, this was mad fun to read. Just because Hakari is not all powerful, like it does seem like his domain is overpowered, but all it really does is just buy him time. Like it doesn't, it just like keeps him going, but it doesn't make him stronger in any way. It just like allows him to fight longer against people who would normally like probably beat him.
I think he gets a power up actually from it.
Does he?
I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe in his like his immortal mode, he's like a little stronger as well. I mean, he's outputting a lot of cursed energy, just in general. So that's part of it for sure. But yeah, the stuff with the underwater, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing where he was just like figuring out what to do because he only had 5 seconds underwater left. Because that's always a thing he also has to keep in mind, is that like he's constantly had to fight people who are like waiting for him to run out of the immortal stuff so they can kill him. So he has to always be acting fast, and he can't, in this particular situation, use his domain so easily, because he's already around electricity and fucking chlorine. So it's not great. He's not in a great state right now. You see that he's like, there's like a little scar brewing on him because like the sea temperature is rising around him, indicating I guess he's like gonna boil alive once his weird immortal state is over. But yeah, lots to think about. Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna be on break for 2 weeks, which sucks. Because I can't wait to see. I feel like the next chapter is gonna be the end of this battle. And I'm excited to see how Hakari gets out of this one. But those are really my thoughts. Just a fun set of chapters with a very cool and unique ability, I guess. But yeah, Brian, do you have any thoughts?
I don't have much to say about this chapter. It was very nice, very fun. The action is always a good thing. I only have one question about the manga brain shit. What the fuck does he mean by that?
What do you mean?
I still don't get it. Like when when he says I have a manga brain right now, I don't know what he means by that. Does that mean he can like copy? Does that mean he can kind of use other people's curse technique as well?
I don't know.
Like, is he predicting the future or some shit? Like, what does he mean by that when he says that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I think when he does that, I think he has to like do the panel thing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think he could take other people's abilities. That would be crazy. But
I just don't know what he means by that. And I want, like, sometimes, like, I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but sometimes this, like, they'll over-explain a lot of shit, but they won't explain certain things, and that is kind of annoying to me. Like, that brought this chapter down a little bit for me, was like, what are you talking about, Hakari? What the fuck are you saying right now? You're in the middle of a fight, you died like 4 times, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think he's fine that
what are you saying, Josh?
Being like creative. You know, like he's like I feel like knocking out bad guys and doing all this crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I also think he's like kind of referring to more of a state of mind.
Like he's imagining himself as a main, I don't know, like a actor in a story, fantasizing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense for me too.
So random. That's just a weird way to phrase it. He said it twice, though. He said it twice. That's what's bothering me. Is that he said it twice. He said it once, like a couple pages ago, and then he said it again. Like, why did you say it twice, Hakari? Huh? What are you trying to say right now, man?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's basically all I got for that. I'm like, come on, man. What are you talking about? Manga brain.
Well, Josh, what are your thoughts?
I like this chapter a lot. Obviously, I said that all 3 of them were really good this week. I feel like I said a lot how I felt in the beginning, yo. Kashimo, like, I feel for him. He's very skilled. Like he reminds me of the blood manipulator guy, but like times 10. He's way stronger than that guy, in my opinion. Like so, and it's crazy because he's just like this new character introduced that's supposed to that's clearly like I guess an adversary. But what are they gonna make of him? You know, like he has all of this personality attached to this character, and it's like I'm not saying I want Hakari to lose. I don't. You know, I would be nice if they could draw something.
You don't want him to win with cheese. With cheese all over his face.
Bro, why don't you just stay alive and rock out with us, and you'll be able to fight strong people all the time for fun without like killing them and stuff. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen, or maybe Hakari will just punch his head off his shoulder blades. Anyway, I thought it was really crafty the way that it was just like general, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen crafty battling. I mean, the jumping, like the physics and dynamics are, the dynamic physics on full display as they're jumping through these nasty cursed spirits in the water, you know, chasing each other down. There's the whole realistic element to it with the electricity in the water and how Kashimo was able to turn that into his favor. I was, you know, they had a lot of everything. This was like the classic Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. It would have gotten RGC if the other 2 chapters weren't so good. In my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
You know, sometimes it's because it's a mediocre chapter. Sometimes because something a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this was. I can't wait to see how this concludes.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have other thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen.